Shalom from Jerusalem. Today is a special day in Israel. It's the first day of Chodesh Av, and it's the only day that's mentioned as the Yom Pitirah, the passing on date of a person in the Torah and the Bible. And that person is Aharon Kohen, the first and chosen priest by God. And the Torah tells us that he passed away. He was 123 years old, and it was this day. It was the first day of Av. So it's a special day in Israel. It's a special day in Judaism. And most importantly, it's a special day for the kohanim. As it's taught in Chassidut, in Kabbalah, that the day that a person passes away, all of the work that he did throughout his life comes to its completion. And it's that day that has a special power. So, as a Kohen, along with all my brother kohanim, we feel empowered on this day. And as the day comes to a close, I want to share a story, and I want to bring out a lesson with that story. This past Shabbat, I was in New York, and I went to a synagogue to pray Mincha. And I guess I should precede this by saying that there's a commandment in the Torah that the children of Israel are commanded to sanctify the kohanim. And the sages explained that we give one of the three sanctifications, the three examples that are given, is that we give the Kohen to read first in the Torah. Now, sometimes it happens on occasion that the Gabbai, the person who is officiating, calling up the people to the Torah, he instructs the Kohen to exit the synagogue, to simply leave, because for one reason or another, he wants to give away the Aliya to a non-Kohen. Now, according to halakha, according to the rules, being that that first Aliya in fact belongs to the Kohen, so he's not obligated to give it up. Could give it up if he chooses to, but essentially it's his. It belongs to him. So I should precede that too by saying that I'm not the first one that came up with the idea of what I actually did, which I'll share in a moment. But I actually heard the story. There was another Kohen who did it many years ago, and I'll get to that in a minute. But let me get back to the story. So the Gabbai instructed me to leave the synagogue. And I saw him waving at me with his finger, like pointing to the exit. And I stood up and I walked right towards him. I walked straight up to the Torah. And I just took the first Aliya. Now, generally they'll call up the Kohen by name, but it's not required. The Aliya is mine as a Kohen. I went ahead, I went up, I took what was mine. And there was actually no Levi present, so I got the second Aliya as well. So it felt good. It felt good to stand up for my right as a Kohen. I did it, I think, in a nice way. There was no scene involved. I just simply went up and took what was mine. No one complained, and nobody. Maybe the Gabbai was a bit shocked, but he didn't say anything. So, getting back to, I guess I'm not the first one to do this. There was a rabbi. He was the Rosh Yeshiva in Kfar Chabad. That's a place in Israel. It's a suburb of Tel Aviv. And he once came to New York, and he was in 770 in the great Chabad synagogue. And the same thing happened. It was Mincha and Shabbat, and for one reason or another, they opened up the Torah and they weren't calling the Kohen. Maybe they called somebody else, or they instructed him to exit. Whatever it was, he walked straight up, he took the Aliya. So I heard that story many years ago, and I never had the opportunity, or I should say the guts, to do it for myself. But this time I did it, and it feels good to do it, and I'm happy to share the story with you. And getting back again to the two themes of the video, the two prior themes, which is the first day of Av, which is today, and also the commandment to sanctify the kohanim. So I want to touch again upon that commandment that the sages explain. There are three things, three ways that we sanctify the kohanim. One is we give him to speak first. If there's a panel of speakers that are speaking divrei Torah, the Kohen is sanctified. He's given the first speaker slot. The other one is when the blessing on bread is given at the end of a meal. So the Kohen is the one who officiates the blessing ceremony. And the third one is that when a portion of food arrives, so then we give the Kohen to choose first. Right? If a portion arrives, there's a whole bunch of people sitting around a table. So we give the Kohen, provided that the portions are equal, like some of the commentaries explain, we give him the honor of choosing first before everyone else. So with that said, I'm going to wrap up the video. I hope you enjoyed. It's one of my longer videos, but I had a lot to talk about today. So I wish you well. Thanks for watching. And please like and subscribe. And share this video with our Kohen. Be blessed.